April 20th, the change of seasons. Today's devotional is based on Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8, that says, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to tear, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time for war, and a time for peace." This global pandemic is a season, I keep saying to myself, and seasons are changing. The length of some seasons is not defined, but I do have a choice. During this pandemic, I've made a choice to go for a walk every day, or go watch the sunset whenever possible. My longing for something more steady and consistent has been a need nowadays. So I go, walking on the same path through the trees all around my neighborhood. And when the weather impacts how the trees look at certain times, with rain, snow, or sunshine, the same trees don't move, and the same path remains consistent. I find that to be true with God's love for us in this season. His love that remains the same encourages me to live a fuller life as a redeemed and oh so loved follower of Jesus. Taking hold of our identity in His love, we are enabled to live out truth for the season. In Galatians 6, 9 through 10, it says, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to everyone, and especially to those who are of the household of faith." And in Timothy 4, 1 and 2, it says, "I charge you in the presence of God and of Christ Jesus, who is to judge the living and the dead, and by His appearing in His kingdom, preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, and exhort with complete patience and teaching." May the peace of Christ be with you in this season.